What's up everyone, I'm Pamela, welcome back to my channel. Today let's talk about some of the plot holes in Scream 6.
Certain rules. Push the laws and you end up dead. This is the moment when the supposedly dead killer comes back to life.
Not in my movie.
Surprise, Sydney.
He's gone mad.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
A very simple formula.
You want to play psycho killer?
Everybody's a suspect.
No, please don't kill me, Mr. Ghostface. I want to be in the sequel.
I'll be right back.
Okay, I think it's gonna go something like this.
So I love Scream 6, I think it's a great movie, but when it comes to the storyline, there are quite a few plot holes, and I want to discuss some of them with you. So first of all, how did Detective Bailey get a job working for the NYPD with a fake name? The movie creators have even admitted that this poses a problem. They said in an interview that Kirsch was a fake last name, and so was Bailey, and so was Landry. And in that same interview, they literally admit that this creates a problem with him applying to work for the NYPD. So I wish that we got a little bit more backstory on this. How did he do it? Did he completely fake his identity, like all his documents and everything? If that's the case, then the NYPD clearly did not do a great job looking into his background. But in my opinion, it just shows sort of poor writing, which is really a shame. Certain things like that in movies should be a little neater. I know that with movies, sometimes you have to suspend disbelief, but I don't know, that just bothers me. The next plot hole is, how did Kirby and Gail both not know that Bailey was Richie's father? Kirby is an FBI agent. You would hope that she is very good at her job, and she investigates Ghostface attacks. She says this herself. She takes a special interest in Ghostface attacks. So wouldn't she have done some research on Richie Kirsch and the events of the 5th movie, the attacks that take place in Woodsboro? And wouldn't she have found out that Bailey was Richie's father? And especially working in such close proximity with Bailey, you would think that she would recognize him. It honestly annoys me that Kirby didn't figure it out. But I mean, if you think about it, Dewey was not all that great at his job. I love Dewey, I miss him. And now we have Kirby kind of filling that role as the cop, now that we no longer have Dewey or Judy. But like I said, Dewey was not that good at his job. Gail used to be the one to always like solve the case, figure things out, realize things that Dewey didn't realize, like the connection that she made in Scream 4 about Jill's wound. Jill said something to Dewey about her and Gail having matching wounds, and Dewey didn't think anything of it, but Gail says, how does she know I was shot in the shoulder? And then I'm also surprised that Gail did not recognize Bailey from her book research. We know that she wrote a book about the events of Scream 5, and you would think that during all her research, she figured out who Richie's father was. Because if you remember in Scream 2, when Nancy Loomis is talking to her, but under the name Debbie Salt, Nancy Loomis says to her that she went to one of her events, and Gail says, oh, I thought I recognized you. So Gail thinks she recognizes her because she attended one of Gail's events, but really it's from all her research, from writing her book about the events of the first movie. She says later in the final act that she saw photos of Nancy Loomis when she was like 60 pounds heavier. But that's how she recognized Nancy from her book research. So between Kirby and Gail, how did neither of them recognize Bailey or Quinn or Ethan as Richie's siblings? Another little plot hole that bothers me that I have talked about on my channel before is the time in between the apartment and the bodega. This is right before the bodega scene when the whole gang is at Sam and Tara's apartment watching the news, and they find out that Jason was killed, and Gail calls Sam and so does Detective Bailey. We can see the time on Sam's phone. It's 9:57 p.m. And then her and Tara head out and get attacked at the bodega. And later you can see on the police board that the time of the Bodega attack was 10:03 p.m. Something here doesn't add up to me because mostly everyone believes that Detective Bailey was the Bodega Ghostface. We know that this was Bailey because Quinn and Ethan were just at Sam and Tara's house, and they couldn't possibly have left to attack the girls without the girls seeing them. And we had just seen him at Jason's apartment on the phone with Sam. So how did he leave Jason's apartment, get into costume, and get to the bodega within 6 minutes? That just seems very unrealistic to me, especially because the way that he pops out to attack them initially, it's like he was already there, posted up, waiting for them. I guess we have to assume that Jason lives very close to them, but like I said, he has to leave the crime scene at Jason's apartment, get away from his colleagues somehow, get into costume, and hide and wait for the girls. So I think that's another little plot hole. You guys know that there's this theory that there's a fourth Ghostface and that it wasn't actually Detective Bailey. I've talked about this on my channel months ago. I'll link the video down below if you're curious and you want to check it out. You guys know I think Schumacher is alive and has been in the background of the last two movies, like working in the shadows. So who knows, maybe it was him. And maybe we'll find out in Scream 7 that Stu was really the Bodega killer. You guys know I also have another theory that was Danny, because he left the apartment before Sam and Tara. So that would have given him enough time to just walk down the street and wait for them.
Thank you very much, suspicious new guy. I think we got from here. Have a good night. Get home safe. Come on.
Otherwise, if that really was Bailey, I take that as a plot hole. But there you have it. Those are 3 plot holes that I have an issue with in Scream 6. If you can think of any other plot holes in that movie, leave a comment down below. Please don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. Please also go follow me over on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, where I post a lot more content almost daily. Please go subscribe to my second YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a channel member here on my main channel. You can find the link down in the description, or you can find the join button on my page. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.